Well, hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Well, hello, everybody. How you doing today? Are you okay? You all right? You don't have to be. If you're not all right, let me know. Least I can do, and the most I can do is pray for you. And I care about you. I care about you because you are on this journey to being an entrepreneur. And in fact, the journey is exactly what we're going to talk about today because I know. Hey, be flexible. Be flexible. I know I said that the next time we spoke that I was going to be dealing with, I was going to be dealing with state name filing. We did our federal EIN number, and we also did business plan, entity search, vision and mission, corporate responsibility, and we did our name search. We've done all of that. We've had a discussion on all of that, and I certainly appreciate it. And yes, we have to get to that state name filing. That is the next step in causing your business to be credentialed. It's very important. It's important, but I think even more important, in fact, let me not qualify it. I know even more important is for you to figured out the name, you went into a safe place, you meditated, you figured out your name, and you figured out your corporate responsibility. You dealt with the emotional side to some degree. Let's go all in. Why do you want to start a business? Why? There's thousands and thousands of businesses in the United States. There's thousands and thousands of businesses in the world. But you, what's your raison d'etre? What's your reason for being as it relates to your entrepreneurial pursuits? Why? We have to know this. Everything builds off of that. And this is a good time to talk about it right before we finish out and do the state filings because you're well on your way. I would not be being a good mentor, friend, teacher, coach. We didn't just pause for a minute. Let me tell a story. Maybe this will help to solidify the reasons why. I remember years ago listening to NPR, and this was for young folks. This was well before social media. NPR is still around, but this is well before social media and learned folks like myself, nerds. I'm all right with that. Nerds like myself would go to NPR to gain information. There was no YouTube then. And I can remember listening to NPR, and this lady was being interviewed, and a caller called in, and the caller asked her a very twisted question. The lady was a whales advocate. She was all about saving the whales. It was a concern of hers, a passion of hers to make sure that whales were healthy and living and thriving. The caller called in and was saying, listen, you got so many children that are hungry and starving and don't understand. Why wouldn't you worry about the starving children? She said, sir, do you care about the starving children? And the person said, yeah, I really do. She said, well, you should advocate for them. That should be your passion. My passion is whales. If you ask me what's my reason is my reason for starting Novel Construction, which is an arm of the Novel Company. The reason is because of my family, because of my wife and my 5 sons. I am leaving a legacy for them, a multi-million-dollar legacy, such that each one of them will have $1 million business that's franchised under the Novel umbrella. And they will have this in 5 years' time. God will endow me. God will cause people to come into my life to make this happen because I prayed about it. And this was the vision that He gave me. I'm very passionate about this. I'm not passionate about wealth. I'm passionate about my family and leaving a legacy. And my route to leaving this legacy is the Novel Company Incorporated. That's my reason. What's yours? What's your reason? It's got to be very compelling because I'm telling you, this is not impossible being an entrepreneur, but this is challenging. And you're going to have to be able to look in the mirror and say, hey, wait a minute. I had a tough day today. Someone said something that I did not appreciate, but I'm going to keep fighting because this is bigger than me. This is bigger than my feelings right now. I had a tough day today. There are people that are sick in my friend group, people that are even nearing death. Think about my own mortality. And one thing that drives me, one thing that enables me to face the days and the days and the days to come, knowing that no day is promised. Tomorrow isn't promised. Heck, today, the rest of today isn't promised. Things are happening so quickly. But I know I have a Novel Company, and I know we've started a business, and we may not be to the multi-million-dollar mark yet, but my sons can pick up this business and pick up this book of of customers and pick up the standardization that I've set even to today, and they can drive towards that dream. So take a minute, do the CNR like I talked about, do the conversion and rejuvenation. Take a minute. What is your big why? Why? Why do you want to start a business? Let me help you a little bit with organizing. Let me help you a bit, okay? There's a book called The E Myth. I highly recommend this book. I cannot recommend it enough. The E Myth by Michael Gerber. The E Myth. And that E, what do you think that E stands for? What do you think? What do you think the E stands for with E Myth? Efficiency? Electronics? That E stands for entrepreneur. There's a myth of entrepreneurship. And there's a myth of entrepreneurship because let's go here first. The business owner tends to have 3 personalities. One personality is the technician. I say this one first because really, this is where most of us lie. And this is where I am fighting to get out of. Technician is a doer, the thinker. They live in the present. They immerse themselves in the hands, the nuts, the bolts of the work. They are disinterested in visions. Another way to say that is They have no time to dream. They have no time to dream because they're too busy working. They're too busy working in the business. Next one is the manager. Manager is pragmatic, meaning that they like order. They like things organized. Manager tends to live in the past because they're looking at past results and they're saying, okay, if we could just organize this way, then we'll be better. They want structure and order. They see problems and they want to hold to the status quo because they feel very comfortable inside of their processes, even though the processes may not be working. And they're looking for business sustainability. But then there's the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the dreamer, innovator. They're constantly looking what's out there in the future, what's out there in the future, what's the new technology, how can I do this better? They crave control, but they also want change. And I would say good change. I would say good change in the Lean Six Sigma world, of which I'm a certified master black belt. There's a word called Kaizen, and that word means good change. So it's just not good enough to change for change's sake. We need to be making good changes in the world. And as far as the entrepreneur, that entrepreneur is ideal for driving the business. That entrepreneur works on the business, not in the entrepreneur works on the business, not in the business. That's where we got to get. That's where you have to get. That's why we're taking this break. And so, what do we mean? What are we talking about when we say working on the business? Here are the steps. And we'll go through all of these too. After we finish the kind of the legal aspects of how to start a business, we'll go into these E-Myth philosophy. One, what I dealt with beginning. What is your why? You see it's underlined there. What is the big why? Why does your business exist? Then from that, you can build a strategic objective. What should your business be doing to achieve that primary aim, to achieve that why? One of the tools you can use is a list of standards. Then you go to the org strategy. Now, that org strategy is what does your organization look like at that dream state? And then comes the management strategy. Develop the operations manual so everyone knows what's important and how to do it. Then comes the people. You hire the people that you can bring on your team and that are going to work inside of these strategies. Then comes the marketing strategy. You got to know your customer. Got to know your customer. You got to be able to measure it and test it and retest it, measure it again. And then comes the system, integrating everything into a script format and that's repeatable and reproducible. But everything starts with that primary aim. And that's what I want you to deal with. Take a moment right now. Take a moment. Why? How much do you need? How much in revenue should your business make? And at what time? My business will be a $10 million business in 5 years. Why? Because I have 7 people in my family, and then I have 3 other people that I'm looking forward to blessing. That's my why. What's your why? Is it a million? Is it 10? Is it 100? Is it how many people you can help? We aim to help 1,000 people in 5 years, every year. It could be that. That could be your goal. And then, to help that many people, you're going to need revenue to do it. Whatever it is, take a moment right now, won't you? Figure out what your why is. I know you will. I know you will. I know you can feel it. I can feel you. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you for taking this step even to this. Thank you so much. Can't wait for you to be a fellow entrepreneur like me. And if there's something that you need to know, please feel free to reach out to me. If there's something that I need to know, please feel free to reach out to me. All right. God bless. Thank you so much.